My name is Chris Hardenberg and I am a remote coach for Zor Fitness. I started CrossFit because I got done wrestling collegiately. I started teaching phys ed at the high school level, was coaching wrestling at where I went to high school, and I was just kind of working out. I was gonna try to scratch that competitive itch via coaching, and it wasn't until the guy who ran the weight room at the high school, he kind of said to me, he's like, have you heard of CrossFit? And I said, no, I don't know what you're talking about. And he said, it's this new thing. You feel like you should give it a try. You might be good at it. So I said, okay. So I looked it up online, brought me to CrossFit.com. First workout, the workout for the very next day was Fran, 2159 thrusters and pull-ups. And I was like, oh, that doesn't look hard. I guess I'll give it a shot. And I did it. I threw up everywhere and I said, this is way different. I've never done anything like this before. And then when I started to look into it and was like, well, wait a second, I could work out and try to beat people at it. Maybe this is for me. So that's kind of what got me in. The first CrossFit gym I went to, there was a mutual connection, long story, but I ended up doing just the open workouts at the gym. When I got done with the open workouts, the owner had said, what are your plans now? And I said, I'm just gonna go back to working out at the high school. That's what I do. This isn't really something that's in the cards for me, working at a gym like this. And she goes, well, what if you just came and worked out for free? And I said, well, I could afford to work out for free. So I went working out at the gym. Then as I was doing it, I was like, man, this is so much fun. I had caught the bug. And I had been working out at the gym for about 2 months when she goes, have you ever thought about coaching? I was like, yeah, I see what you guys do at class. I would love to do that, but I don't have $1,000 to put towards a level 1 right now. And she goes, well, what if I paid for the level 1 and you paid me back in installments? And I said, sign me up. And so about a month or two later, I did my level 1 and been coaching ever since. I was introduced to remote coaching in general through a guy who was coaching at my initial gym. So he wrote programming for me, and I saw myself progress faster than just doing the class programming, which then started to lead into, I was intrigued by the idea of doing remote coaching. So then I started programming for just, I guess, friends and family, like anyone who would let me write sets and reps for them. And then over time, it kind of progressed into me writing for people more remotely. I think the clients I like working with the best are, I think, your average everyday clients, in the sense that they are regular people with regular lives, wives, husbands, kids, but enjoy being competitive. I really enjoy programming for people who want to compete at the quarterfinals or semifinals level. So it's not so much on one end of the spectrum where they're still, I can't do double unders yet, so I need to learn how to do that, I should say. But maybe there's skill development in the snatch and the clean and jerk and things like that, but they have all that knowledge built in already. I don't have to teach them what those things are, but not as much on the other end of the spectrum where you have your games athletes. I think my sweet spot is like just before that. I think if someone's on the fence about hiring a coach, the first question I would ask is, what's stopping you? And I think a lot of folks will say, oh, I don't want to pay the money for that, but really the money is just a facade. I think when I've drilled down with people, a lot of it is they don't feel worthy to have a coach, right? They see the games athletes, they know they have certain coaches, and most of them many coaches, right? They might have a weightlifting coach, a running coach, a gymnastics coach, and maybe an overall coach who kind of puts the puzzle pieces together. And in their heads, I think they think that those are the people who get coaching, and why would I receive a coach? But the way I look at it is, regardless of where you're at in your journey, if you're someone who's serious about getting to your goals and not haphazard about it, you're gonna want someone who's overlooking everything. And so I would tell the person who's kind of on the fence and maybe unsure if whether they're, quote, worthy to get a coach, is to give themselves permission to get to those goals no matter what they are.